All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get started. Dow is down about 86 points this morning. NASDAQ down about 77. S&P 500 down about 0.40, 41.36. Pretty much just chopping around. Russell 2000, after being up yesterday, is down another 0.5%, 1751. So the assumption is probably more banks are taking a little bit of a hit here. Crude oil down about 0.86%, 72.53. I had some XOM calls I filled last week on my own. I got those yesterday. I don't think we filled that gap on XOM yet, but I'm still keeping an eye on crude oil and energy companies for a little bit of a bounce. Gasoline futures down about a quarter point, $2.45 a gallon. Excuse me. Gold futures flat, 2,033. Silver futures 25.64. Copper futures down about 1%, 3.89. Euro dollar down about 53 pips, 109.51. The euro hasn't broken my alert for the upside yet. Dollar yen 135.19. That's green today. Pound dollar 125.88, down about 30 pips. Bitcoin bouncing a bit, still kind of stuck in that range, 28,000 to 30. 1850 for Ethereum, still below that 2,000 level we're looking for. Volatility index 1764, up about 3.83%. The dollar 101.76, up about 0.38%. The 10-year Treasury yield 3.509. Again, whole lot of chop, not much going on this morning. In terms of things that I did trade NVIDIA with the team. We took it yesterday for 30%. Well done. Pretty much got out here at the top around 292. I still like NVIDIA to the upside. It hit new 52-week highs. I sent out a note to the investment club that it's absolutely just been on fire. We broke out of the March 2022 highs, and you could see we have a nice move all the way up to 302. I would keep an eye on NVIDIA calls for next week, the 300s. But maybe we can just wait for the CPI number to come out tomorrow morning, see if we still are below that 300 level. As long as we stay above 289 or so, which is where we are right now, we should be fine. Then that pattern holds up. But the most important thing is the team got it. And that's the case. Netflix, we hit 30%, but we did not close. Got that break coming out of 332.89. I'm looking for a continuation for this name, bouncing off that 20 MA, that 20-day moving average here on Netflix. And we should have a little more upside if we get to this second zone. There's a gap to fill at 350.03. We're going to look at Disney. I believe that was posted on Instagram as well. You can see here on the daily we're above the 200-day moving average. We had a nice little gap up higher above the 20-day moving average as well. If we go to the hourly chart, you can see it is holding that 20-hour moving average. Again, you could see this resistance here from last Monday and yet wicked near it on Wednesday. What we wanted to do is see that retest and see if we get that bounce. I wanted to fill here around this zone as well, but we started to break my alert when we hit new session high, so I didn't want to miss it. So I do have the Disney calls running. And the expectation is that we do have a positive earnings result. I don't have inside info on Disney or anything like that. But again, just playing technicals, 107.47 looks to be a great zone for the next resistance. If we do break out of that, then you got it to 116, which would be the February highs and the year-to-date highs for Disney. So again, let's see if Bob Iger does deliver. The report is on Wednesday. The goal is to get out of these calls ahead of the number. CPI really won't affect Disney that much. So again, I can't say it's insulated, but at least the earnings catalyst, like a DraftKings, helps us a little bit. Even Apple calls I had, we were just early. I had the 175 calls, got as high as 174.80 something. And again, the assumption was correct. The actual analysis was right. We just ran out of time. So when it comes to Disney, at least having that earnings catalyst gives us a little bit of juice so we can get some demand. But 107.50 seems to be that zone. And you can see we broke out of that back in the beginning of the year. And then in October, we kept rejecting it. You can see September, October. So again, we just want to see if we can retest 107.50. Again, I have the 105 calls running, but 107.50 would be the target, maybe to possibly 110. But other than that, kind of slow picking. Tomorrow is going to be CPI, so we just have to wait for that number and see how the market reacts. in terms of the S&P 500, here's really what I expect, or kind of the roadmap that I'm thinking. So here's the weekly chart. Again, we kind of talk about this a lot. This is the S&P 500. Here is the 100-week chart, 100-week moving average. I expect us, even with a positive CPI, well, if we had a positive CPI, we'll run up into this, and then I think we sell off. We'll reject it one more time, get us back to 4,100. But really, what I want to see is if the bulls can defend right here, 40.55. If we can defend that even after CPI, then we can just stay within this range. Or if CPI is very, very, very positive for the market, we break above 4,200. So what I'm expecting is that we get a run up into this here. All we are doing is staying in that 41.50 area. Not much to do there. Pretty boring chop. But we're looking right here, 42.04 is resistance. I expect us to actually reject that. I don't think we're going to get that this month, guys. I think we reject again. I think once we get into the July month, maybe August is when we'll actually get that break, but not May. May, seasonally speaking, is weak. So it's kind of the script is that we should get this run up into that 100-week moving average, or not even wicked, maybe just get near it and then just reject again and get back to 40.57. At worst, you'll probably get to 4,039.76. We could play that down on a weak month. But again, earnings are out the way. The Fed is out the way. Now we just have CPI. And the expectation, I believe, is like 5.1% year over year. If we start getting to the 4 handles, that's where I see us we can get to 42.03. So really the key is tomorrow. I got 4 of the $8 calls on Palantir for this week. Ooh, Trevor is on fire. Palantir. And we talked about that yesterday, that there was really no technical basis to want to play it. You could see yesterday we were below pretty much every major moving average pre-market. And then we just had the ignition of the earnings here at $9. It is a breakout. Trevor, what I would do is take the profit as soon as you can and leave one runner and see if you can squeeze more juice, just as extra money. But you should reward yourself for making that really ballsy call, because well done, Palantir. But again, still needs a lot more to make up for basically 45. That's the highs we got to in 2021. Good first step. Get to the 10s, and then we can talk about Palantir a little more. But that's where we got. NQ, NASDAQ was a little higher as well. Got an inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour. Maybe NASDAQ has a little more room to run. If it does, 13,463 is the level we're looking for. Why? Because that is the 100-week moving average. That is a level I expect us to reject as well. But I still think NASDAQ has a little more room up. Maybe we get the run up into CPI. Maybe we get the post CPI run up and then reject. But I do expect higher for the short term to that 100-week. That's basically my call by the end of the week. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Congratulations, Trevor, on that great trade. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.